This video is being brought to you by Freedom Garage. Hey y'all, this is Dan from Freedom Garage, and today I'm working on one of my Scag mowers, and I actually removed this hydro pump on the left side. This is a good one, but the right side is one I need to rebuild. And so I figured I'd do a video on how to remove these hydro pumps. They got tapered bearing pulleys, so a little bit different. And not too complicated, but there's just a lot to it. So I'm going to do a quick video and just show you all how to remove that. So first we're going to want to get this tapered bearing pulley off. So you can see I removed my belts and everything. This is movable. And you got these 7/16 bolts that you need to pull out. That's the first step. Now you can see that taper right there. We're going to go ahead and you can see there's other holes, not the holes that pulled out of, but other holes that have threads in them that you can then reinsert these bolts into to then push that taper out. So you're going to screw these in. I read a post where someone was actually using hardened bolts because it's a little bit easier. Then it's possibly that the heads might not snap off. So I'm going to grab those and use those instead of the ones that came with this pulley. So here you can see I've added, again, two bolts into those threaded holes. They were the same size as the bolts that came out. Again, I'm just trying to use these hardened ones. And now we're going to go ahead and slowly on each side screw those in, and those should force that bearing out. And just go alternate. When I did the other side, just alternate a bit at a time. Takes a little while. Ah, there we go. Snap the head off. That's why we didn't want to use the original bolts. Snap that head off too. Now we're screwed. Ah, that's not what we wanted to have happen. I also did not lubricate this with PB Blaster, which I did the other one that came off. Here was my other pulley that I pulled off with the taper bearing, and I had lubricated that really well before I got it, so lesson learned. Okay, so I got those bolts removed. You can see I went ahead and moved this clutch assembly, so the PTO assembly, so I can get in there. I've now bathed it with PB Blaster. You can see I'm trying to get PB Blaster into that actual taper right there, that split. I'm just going to bathe this and get some different hardened bolts and try again. Okay, you can see I've slathered this PB Blaster, let it sit for a while. Get these two new bolts in there. And we're going to go a little bit slower this time. Trying to work that taper off. Ah, snapped off another one. That's going to suck. There we go. We're having fun today, aren't we? Lovely. So after a lot of work, again, remember I broke off some more bolts. I was able to work, not the taper out, but I was able to work the pulley back. So then I can get this pulley puller. And let's see if we can actually get this taper bearing off of here. go. That's another way to do it. There's your taper bearing pulley. You can see I even tried to put a wedge in there and open up that split, that taper. And now you can pull your pulley out. There's the back side of your hydro. So now we're going to continue discontinuing or disconnecting everything related around the pump, and then taking the pump off the mounts and removing it from the mower. Okay, so now we're underneath the mower. Now that we've taken that tapered bearing pulley out, and we're going to actually remove these hydraulic hoses from the bottom of the pump. Should be a 7/8 wrench. You can see again these fittings right here, right up against the pump. That will be next. I'm not able to actually do it with one hand and show you, but y'all can see where that's going. So now that we got the high pressure lines from underneath, the hydraulic lines, the high pressure ones disconnected, we're going to go ahead and disconnect. There's two more lines. There's one here on the side. There's one here on the top. Those are not high pressure, so they've got these just little hose clamps. You can take the hose away from the fitting and the fixture. And that should, see, just remove that. And then again, there's one down here on the side, same thing. And work that line off as well. And then next, the only thing we have left are the mounting bolts. Then we have this banjo bolt which goes to your control arm. So we'll go ahead and do that. So again, this bolt right here for the control arm, I call it a banjo bolt because it's kind of got a hollow in it, but it's 9/16. So now that we got this bolt off for the control arm, again, that was a 9/16. Same thing. There's a nut right here, the back. There's one on top, and there's one on bottom. Those are 9/16 as well. So you put a wrench on front side, you should be able to get to the back now that the pulley's gone. Remove that nut and washer. There. And then do the same thing at the bottom. Bottom's a little bit harder to get to. I gotta get underneath the mower. And then once you get that bottom bolt out, this whole thing comes out. I would recommend instead to actually take the bottom bolt and nut off first, and then get this top one right here. And you can see they're not even holes, they would slide. So anyway, this is now out. I can go ahead and put it on the bench, start cleaning it up, and go about rebuilding it. So that is how you remove the hydro pumps on your Scag Turf Tiger. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please go ahead and subscribe, like, and share. Enjoy your day. This how-to video was brought to you by Freedom Garage. Freedom Garage is a charitable ministry that loves on God's people through cars. We specialize in oil changes and basic vehicle maintenance for single moms, widows, seminary students, retirees on fixed incomes, clergy, and missionaries. Our goal is to become a self-sustaining charity through social media by telling stories and creating how-to videos to help others. Please consider supporting us by subscribing to this YouTube channel and checking out the affiliate links in the video description. You can also follow our Instagram page at freedom_garage_KY.